I mean, here you are, defending champion. You defended your belt a couple of times, but this feels different, right? I mean, it's a Chris Cyborg fight week. Is it fair to say that this feels different than the other ones?
Yeah, it does. It feels a little different.
Yeah. Do you welcome that? I mean, in some ways, I don't think it's disrespect. I mean, she's just been such a superstar for so long. And I think people are saying, like, hey, you could be one heck of a challenge for her. But, I mean, is it overwhelming at all? Does it create a different emotion? What does it feel like?
No, not overwhelming. It just, I knew this was going to come. I asked for this fight. It felt like her coming over to Bellator was the fight to make as the #1 contender, this fight. And I'm ready for it. I'm ready for, whatever.
Yeah. It's interesting because obviously you guys had been under the same banner before a couple of times. I mean, you weren't necessarily, #1 contender at that point, but I mean, had you been thinking about this fight for a long time and when you were going to cross paths?
Oh, absolutely. Years. So I'm preparing for this for many years, and that's it.
It's funny because during that time, she had that real kind of invincible aura about her, right? I mean, she was this killer. Now we've seen her lose, which is something we hadn't seen in a long time. Is there a different feel? I mean, do you feel differently about her after seeing her lose than you had before?
Not really. I prepared for the very best Chris Cyborg. So, she might have lost. It's like I knew how hungry I was after a loss and wanting to, get out there and show the world that I wasn't going to stay down, that I could get better from that. So I just prepared for the very best Chris Cyborg. And that's it.
She's clearly a superstar in the sport, but honestly, Bellator has done a great job building a 145-pound division, an actual weight class. So I wonder, in some ways, especially if you beat Chris Cyborg, do you think this Bellator title means more than the UFC title, at least in the women's featherweight division? Yeah,
well, I haven't really looked at it like that. I think that it is the only title that I'm focused on because this is my home. This is my title. I've been the only 145-pound champ, and it's I'm hungry, and I can't wait to get in there and defend it.
Hardcore fans clearly know who you are. Casual fans might not as much because you're not under the UFC banner. But are you seeing this as an opportunity to maybe introduce yourself to the world a little bit?
That's exactly what it is. So I'm appreciative of all the media, all the attention, the card that I'm on, what Bellator is doing. I feel like it's set up for success. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah.
I think people are excited about the fight. What do you think? I mean, we saw Amanda Nunes go out there and just blitz her right away. I mean, do you feel like that's the best way to beat her? Do you feel like a more tactical approach is needed? What do you think?
Well, I'm not Amanda Nunes, so you know what? I'm Julia Budd, and I'm going to do it my way. And
I know you see your hand being raised and the belt put back around your waist, but how do you see this thing playing out? Are we going to see something that is explosive and aggressive earlier? Or do you feel like we're going to see this thing play out over 5 rounds?
I got to feel it out, but I've seen it ending in the first round. I've seen it ending in the second round, but by any means necessary, I'm leaving with my hands raised.